Professions that require occupational licenses are monitored by several state agencies. Private groups like the Better Business Bureau also keep track of a company's reputation. And there are steps we can take as consumers to vet our options. We got advice from Miriam Cruz with the BBB of Southern Arizona.
So the great thing about modern technology is that we have all these resources available, and sometimes they're at the palm of our hand through our phone. So the best thing is to really start by doing some research. If it's really a profession where a license is required, visit the licensing agency's website. If you want to, you can also call if you feel more comfortable with that. So there are a lot of resources for consumers to use. You can also do a Google search. Those are pretty effective as well, because you get to see the types of comments that people are saying about that particular company or particular industry. And also some articles provide great tips on how to go about finding a trusted professional.
What sorts of criteria do these professionals have to meet in order to get on your good side, to meet your good graces, the Better Business Bureau?
So the good thing about Better Business Bureau is that we have business profiles on companies, whether they are accredited with us or not. So let's say you go on there, you're really trying to find information about a plumber or an AC company. And you can find rating information. So we rate companies from a scale from A+ to F, just like in school, based on complaints and customer reviews. So you can see if the company has had any complaints filed against them, if positive or negative customer reviews have been submitted through the Better Business Bureau. And it's really a really good resource because you find everything in one place.
There's a perception out there that you have to pay or meet certain criteria to get that accreditation. Is it factual?
So to become a BBB accredited business, we do vet companies. So we have a thorough application process. Well, if the company is required to have a license, we do check with the licensing agency. So that's a plus about going through Better Business Bureau, because if that company is required to have a license, we'll already have that on the report. So if they're required and they don't have it, they cannot be an accredited business with Better Business Bureau. They also cannot have a letter grade that is below a B-. So let's say a company has a lot of complaints and they want to become accredited, they really have to resolve those complaints to qualify for accreditation. So there is a small fee associated with accreditation, but it is based on an application process, the vetting process.
What sorts of things will earn an A or an A+?
So the businesses that are committed to accreditation really are operating honestly and ethically. And we have A standards of trust. So they have to be trustworthy, honest, transparent. So when we check a lot of the areas of the business, so including their marketing material. Because a lot of people will say, well, I don't really believe in marketing material because they're not always honest. Well, that's one of the standards that a business that is accredited must follow, that you must make true claims on your advertising.
If there is no licensing and you don't quite know what you're about to get into when you're engaging in a business transaction, that's risky, correct?
Right. So a lot of the licensing requirements that are set either by our state or any other state across the country are usually there to protect the consumers, or they were a result of problem that occurred in the industry. So it is very important for consumers to keep that in mind as they select a company, because especially for purchases that are in the thousands of dollars or purchases that are important to you, because that industry set those standards for a reason. So.
And what are your options should you not have a good experience with a business?
Right. So the great thing about Better Business Bureau is that if you have tried to resolve the issue or the complaint with the company and they haven't responded, or you haven't come to a resolution, you can submit an official complaint. And at that point, we'll start an investigation. We'll reach out to the customer and we'll say, hey, what's going on here? If it's an accredited business, they are obligated to respond to that complaint. And that way, we just kind of work with both the consumer and the business to find a resolution. And also the licensing agencies are a great resource as well. They take complaints, like the Register of Contractors will take complaints as well. And the good thing about BBB is that we also work with other government agencies. So if we see an influx of complaints for a certain company or a certain industry, we collaborate with that agency to make sure that, if it's a scam, that no people are not taken advantage of, or provide tips to avoid others falling for that.
Okay, Miriam, thank you.